Hello everyone, before I start the book review, I just want to say that this book review is the start of a new series that I decided to do because this is one of the ones that my mom listened to on Audible, and her and I share an Audible account, and she reads a lot of just feel good, I call them fluffy books, and she reads a lot of those. And it's not something I would normally read, but there's times when you do need some light novels, and um, so this is the kind of books that she reads, and I'm also getting into them as well. So this is the start of a new series slash playlist. I haven't decided what the playlist will be. I think it might be something like mommy books or something like that. I I'm not really sure. So if you guys have some good suggestions of playlists to call the books that my mom read first and then I pick up, let me know please. And also this particular review, I usually do not do this, but this review kind of sort of not completely does contain some spoilers. So if you have not read this book yet, please uh, click away, and then come back after you've read or listened to the book. So let's get on with the review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the book Swan Song by Elin Hildebrand. And this is part of her Nantucket series. This is the last book in the series, and if you're wondering why I didn't read the first few on my channel, I talked to my mother and she said these don't necessarily have to be read in order, but this is her last Nantucket series book. It's 4 books long, and it starts with Ed, the cop. He's the main character, and this particular story starts off. He's at his retirement dinner because he's about to retire from the police force, and there is a call that a fancy house has caught on fire and completely burnt down, and it belongs to this couple called the Richardsons. And they, and then it just goes forward and back, forward and back, forward and back about how the Richardsons came in and really took over this town, the town of Nantucket, and how they kind of weaseled their way in, and then the the whole town, they're I think it's showboating is what it's called, where they're flaunting their wealth and inviting people to all these parties and things like that. I was actually talking about this to one of my dialogue partners. I'm in a dialogue to help people learn English, and I was telling him that, like, about the story, and he's never read the story, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, it sounds like something out of The Great Gatsby." And while I was reading this, I actually got Gilded Age meets 21st century vibes. That is the that is the vibe I was getting, because the wife does things like gets these fancy lemons to just show off, to say that she can get fancy lemons from Italy. And that's the kind of thing they did in certain parts of the world. That I know in Stuart times they put up like a banana because that was rare, and they would just wait for it to get moldy, and then they'd throw it away, and they'd keep it as long as they could, to show that they can get these things from Italy or from the tropics if it's a Stuart time. And I really liked this book. I can understand why people like her writing. It's just nice and it has fluffy elements, but it is, at the end of the day, it is a suspense novel. And if you're into suspense, but also other things going on, I would recommend this book. I'd maybe start with the first book. I'm not even sure what it is because I don't have it. Um, I only have the the fourth and the third one on Audible, and that was thanks to my mom. So, um, it's I really liked the twists and surprises that were afoot, especially the ending about the who done it part when you figured out who done it. That was really surprising. I'm not going to give that away. Um, but now I want to talk about the interpretation of the ending. Um, just to be, it can be read different ways, but I think Ed dies. It's not spelled out specifically, but I think he dies. Um, I think, yeah. It doesn't say that he died, but just the atmosphere and the way it's written, I think he dies. But that is for you guys to decide. Um, I I would like to hear in the comments what you think, if he dies or not. I'm not really sure. It's not. I think he dies, but it's not specified. So that is all I want to say about this book. It is a good book. I can see why people like her. I really can now that I'm reading about her. So you can thank my mom for having me when I reviewed this book. So just a quick review. It is her last Nantucket series. Everyone thought that this was her last book. When she's not that old. Um, but then I found out, I was doing some searching on YouTube, and she will be writing a book with her daughter, which is really really cool. Um, it's about a boarding school, like a in the Northeast boarding school. So it isn't her last book. So I don't know if it was just she said that to try and confuse people and think that it was her last book, or if it was just a misunderstanding that this is the last book in the series and everyone thought that it was the last book. I'm not really sure. So this is a really good way to end the series, I thought, and coming from someone that didn't read the whole series. I've read two of them, um, but I think it's a really good way to end the series. So I will see you on the next video. I'm not sure what that will be, but I I will see you there, and please let me know what you think about this particular about Elin Hildebrand, about this particular book, about her series, and let me know which one of the books is your favorite. I've only read two of them, and I liked the Swan Song the best from out of those two that I've read. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.